Farm Boy 59. Welcome back to the shop. It is a little bit misty and rainy today outside, so we're decided to come in with a 140 and we're going to do an oil change. So let's get with it and let's get it started. Well, I got everything actually set up here over on the tractor and got everything ready. So got, first off, I do use the Shell Rotella SAE 30. For my engine, it's the T1 series. I use that. For the oil to go back in it, and a Wix filter that goes with it is a 51172 for the Farmall 140. 51172. I think you can see that. So let's get in here and let's get to draining and see what all we got going on today. Hopefully this will hit the old pan. Without dropping the nut. Well, let's see if we got anything here. Yeah, a little dirty. A little dirty. This is actually the first oil change since I bought it. And to be honest with you, it is a little bit thick. I probably should have run it a little bit, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and let that run. Let's see if we can ease this over here to right there. We'll get the plug off the side. Forgot to get my little wrench. Now this plug is supposed to drain out of the bottom of the oil filter housing. And it looks good. Since there's no oil up in top. Okay. That's in good shape. But we thank you for joining with us today. Let's see. And there was one other thing that I forgot to mention. When I took that plug out of the bottom, if you can tell, right there is the crush ring. Want to inspect it, make sure that it's not cracked, make sure it's not damaged. But it does look good. Threads look good. Clean it up a little bit. So that way we'll make sure we're in good shape. Yeah, we're in good shape. And over here, we're going to see if we can get you a little bit closer on the action. There we go. I'm going to take this bolt out. Now on top of this bolt, also, you will find on top of this bolt, you'll find that same little brass ring right there. I want to make sure that we keep up with that, make sure there's nothing happens to none of those. Threads look good. And see, right there's your little pickup. We're going to make sure I can't really tell if they can see that or not. You see the fluid squirting out there, and that's what we want. Because on this, you will notice right there is a little hole that comes back up into the filter, and there's the pickup. So we got to make sure that all that stays clean. We get all our stuff. Let's just do this. We have an extra one laying right there. So we'll lay that right there. And let's see. We'll just do this. Let's see. I'm going to say that is quite stuck. There we go. And if you noticed, when I did that, I did not use the metal portion of the hammer. I did not use the metal portion of the hammer. I used the wooden portion. And there's that. All clean on the inside, so that looks good. We'll rinse that out just for, make sure it's good and clean. Can is all clean, no gunkies. Everything looks good there. And then another filter. Filter is a little, I'd say more than a little dirty. Yes, there will. 1 year change. And year. Back up and see if I can get it. All right, for the movement there. One new filter. One new O-ring. Always make sure before you leave where you buy your products, make sure that you check them and make sure that they have the O-ring. Because you surely would not want to get here and get started and find out. Now, if you wonder what I'm doing right here, there's the old filter. And you can tell it's got some age on it. Now, I'm going to do one thing. Make sure that our filters are the same. So, old one goes in the box. New one goes on. And we make sure that that trough is empty. So, new oil, O-ring. I dip my finger in the new oil. Now this is just something that I do. Everybody else don't have to do it. But I've been watching Pete with just a few acres, and I've watched Joey and JT West, and I've watched Farmall 51, and they've soaked theirs before they put them in. Make sure because that just helps it to get down in to that trough. And for some reason, it is the same size. see. Yeah. Now what I had to do, I mean, hopefully not have to, everybody has to do that. That gasket just did not want to seat down, so I'm just using the rounded portion of the closed in portion of the wrench. And using it so the filter sits just like so. Got it on top of the gasket. Oops. See, that's how you can get stuff. Oops. In a wheat in a little bit. You pick up something other and everything else wants to come with it. Everything looks fine. So I'll go up underneath the hood, up as far as I can reach. Find the hole inside the filter. Come down until I find the hole. Turn the can around to where the red's to the outside. Looks good. Now, and then I get it to the point where it stops. And then I go bump, bump. And I know that then that washer should be seated and that gasket should be seated. And before I do anything else, we're going to go down to the bottom. And we have a little bit of sludge buildup around the hole. Looks like we might end up having to take the oil pan out and clean it at a later date. But thing looks fine there. And then bump, bump, full, clear. You rinse that off and wipe that off there with a rag. Everything looks good there. And then one more time. Getting tight. So I got my plug in the oil pan tight, my plug in the side of the actual oil filter housing tight. The oil filter is secure, that is tight. The only thing I left cracked was the dipstick. Now I did leave the dipstick a little bit out, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted to be able to vent as I'm actually pouring the new oil in. So, all right. And make sure everything's clean around the oil fill, so that way we don't get anything to drop inside. Everything looks good there. So we got that. Got my fill, got my good old funnel. It's in the hole. Got it wedged in there so that way it don't come out. And the cap there. We're going to pull the dipstick, clean it off. No oil. And slide it back in. Just let it rest. And then I have 1 gallon. And what I'll do is I'll do it almost all of it. Except for that last quart. And I'll let that drain down. And we're starting to test the dipstick. Let that make its way. Let's see here. Okay. We're right almost at the low mark. I feel just a little bit left. Let that drain down. See where we're at. Okay. Just a smidge left, and that is going to finish it off. Because it likes just a fingertip away from the full mark. All of that. Okay. Good there. Put the oil drain here. That looks good. Good. That rag's dirty. Move over. Okay. 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 Let's see. If we can get it to give a good old fire and see what our oil pressure is. Well, did want to let you know, thank you for hanging out with us today at the shop. We've got a oil change done for the year. So I'll just want to thank all the subscribers, all the people who like the videos and been watching here lately. This video should probably be out soon, but just want to thank everybody for continuing to follow us along. And again, welcome back to Farm Boy 59 channel. We're going to sign off today and have a blessed day.